after a 4-day state visit to Spain. APC Presidential Screening Committee submits reports plus updates from the world of sports. Hello, good evening, and thank you for joining us on Channel 12 News at 7. I am Yemi Dalimu. The federal government says it will continue to aggressively protect and defend the interests of all law-abiding Nigerians abroad. President Muhammadu Buhari, who said this at an interactive engagement with a cross-section of Nigerians in Spain, promised free, fair and credible 2023 elections as well as a smooth transition to the next government. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
At the meeting were the leadership and some members of the Nigerian community in Spain, including businessmen, student representatives, and professional soccer players.
We have 80,000 documented Nigerians in Spain, and I, as the head of mission, am driving it within the limits.
President Muhammadu Buhari described as pleasing to always meet with Nigerians in the diaspora whenever he travels abroad, commending those in Spain for being law-abiding and worthy ambassadors of Nigeria.
I believe that you are aware of how important your character, conduct, and comportment in your daily activities define your roles as ambassadors of Nigeria abroad.
He said despite the challenges of containing terrorist activities and other forms of threats to national security, as well as the devastating impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, his administration remains committed to addressing the infrastructure deficit with a view to creating the enabling environment for collective prosperity. Chairman Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabri Erewa, coordinated the interactive engagement.
The key thing is he's following what everybody is doing and ensuring that we also engage with them.
One of the professional footballers in Spain, Kenneth Omero, presented to President Muhammadu Buhari a football case and jerseys in appreciation of his support for sports, especially the Super Eagles. From Madrid, Spain, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari is back in Nigeria after a 4-day state visit to the Kingdom of Spain. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the president was received on arrival at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport by the Minister of the FCT, Mohammed Musa Bello, Inspector General of Police, Usman Akali Baba, Director General Department of State Services, Yusuf Magaji Bichi, and other senior government officials. The Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, described the president's visit on the invitation of President Pedro Sanchez as highly successful and hugely rewarding for Nigeria. To party politics, Chairman of the All Progressive Congress Presidential Screening Committee, John Odige Oyegun, says only 13 out of the 23 aspirants that appear before the committee have been cleared. While presenting the reports of the Presidential Screening Committee to the National Chairman, Oyegun urged the party not to be afraid to conduct a presidential primary. It's 2 weeks to the June 18th Ekiti governorship election, and INEC says all is now set for the exercise. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu stated the commission's preparedness in a meeting with the security agencies in Abuja, where he promised to ensure that the election is hitch-free. On the continued voter registration exercise that will be suspended on the 30th of June, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu notes that the queues are increasing and pleaded with security agencies for proper crowd control. Meanwhile, INEC has released guidelines for the conduct of the 2023 general elections. Former Lagos State Governor and presidential aspirant on the platform of the All Progressive Congress APC, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, says he will pursue the socio-economic and all-round development of the country if elected at the polls. The aspirant made the promise in Abeokuta while meeting the party's delegate to the presidential primary scheduled for next week.
The APC stalwart and one of the presidential aspirants of the party Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, who was accompanied by governors of Lagos and Kano states, said he decided to vie for the highest political position in the country to bring more development to every sector of the nation's economy. The political strategy says he has contributed immensely to political development of the country and supported many aspirants to attain their goals, explaining that he is offering himself for the service of the nation. Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun, who described Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as builder of bridges, mentor and dogged leader, promised that delegates from the state will do the right thing at the coming presidential primary scheduled for next week.
Our leader, our people have listened to you very well. I'm sure they've digested everything you've said. Rest assured that we will do the right thing. You made a case for why you believe that you have earned this position that you are seeking. Our leader, may God grant you the desires of your heart.
A man with several policies capable of re-engineering the course of this nation.
Former Borno State Governor Senator Kashim Shettima and Chairman of APC in Ogun State, Edayemi Sanusi, say the aspirant will not disappoint the party and Nigerians if given the ticket. In Abeokuta.
Similarly, ahead of the forthcoming All Progressive Congress APC presidential primary election, former Lagos State Governor Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu has called on all the 99 Oyo State party delegates to remain steadfast in support of his aspirations. Kayode Oladoshu was at the consultative meeting in Ibadan.
Receiving the presidential aspirant and his entourage with a rousing welcome to the state, party leaders and members of All Progressives Congress APC in Oyo State converged on Ibadan in solidarity to support Bola Ahmed Tinubu's presidential aspiration. He urged the delegates that the unity, progress and development of Nigeria, irrespective of religion and geopolitical affiliation, would remain his ultimate goal when he becomes the president. The national leader of APC was in Oyo State with Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and his counterpart from Kano, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, with other party stalwarts. In Ibadan, Kayode Oladoshu, NTA News.
Away from politics, as Nigeria joins global community to celebrate this year's Bicycle Day, federal government in collaboration with Ogun State government and some stakeholders promised to create workable platform to encourage Nigerians towards maximizing benefits in cycling. This was at the 2022 Bicycle Day celebration in Abeokuta, organized by the Federal Road Safety Corps. Lekun Agbonde reports.
The 2022 World Bicycle Day, with the theme Cycling for Heart and Humanity, is aimed at furthering the objective of the United Nations to recognize the uniqueness, longevity and versatility of the bicycle as not just simple and affordable, but also an environment-friendly means of transport. To celebrate the day in Ogun State, stakeholders including Secretary to Ogun State Government Tokunbo Atalabi and other heads of relevant agencies led the convergence of riders, including children and adults, on awareness ride within the Abeokuta metropolis. Government says it is ready to key into the global vision to maximize the abundant benefits in cycling through workable policies and infrastructural development engagement.
One of the things that we are charging the Transportation Ministry with this year is to create a very viable cycle routes. As they've mapped out the routes, I'm told by the Transportation Ministry, is just to help put the various infrastructure in place.
Pertaining to improvement of the bicycling and even the other aspect of non-motorized transport towards the advancement of the sustainable development goals, that is reducing the pollution and attendant global warming in the whole world.
Our first task is to pilot bicycle routes to see how it will work, to learn how our citizens, riders also will key into the idea of cycle routes, how other motorists and road users also will relate with bicycle riders on the roads.
We are looking at having a symbiotic relationship, and probably it is a sports club and probably include riding in one of the sporting activities that we are engaging. And this is also the second time we are hosting the program, so we are getting acquainted with each other.
Some young enthusiastic riders speak on the experience.
It feels interesting. So I like to be riding freedom for other kids to be able to go on their own on the road.
Stakeholders suggest robust synergy towards mitigating the effects of global warming and promote general well-being of the people across the globe. In Abeokuta, Lekon Agbonde, NTA News.
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia says arrangement for the year 2022 Hajj has been completed and all pilgrim sites are ready to receive pilgrims. Ministry of Hajj in a statement says 1 million pilgrims are expected to perform the Hajj exercise. Those to be permitted according to the statement are pilgrims that are not above 65 years of age. Other requirements are complete immunization with the COVID-19 vaccine approved by the Kingdom's Ministry of Health, and these include negative PCR tests for COVID-19 within 72 hours before departure time to the Kingdom. The Civil Aviation also announced that regular measures will be taken against the violators and they will be held responsible for breaking any violation. You are still on to Channel 12 News at 7. The news will continue shortly after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. The High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, will say Abuja, has remanded Peter Nwachukwu, husband of the late gospel singer Otinachi, in the Kuje Correctional Facility pending the hearing and determination of the homicide-related suit instituted against him by the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice. The presiding judge, Justice Ngozi Nwosu-Iheme, gave the order on Friday after the defendants pleaded not guilty to 23-count charge bordering on domestic violence and homicide. Justice Nwosu-Iheme ordered that the defendant be remanded at the Kuje Correctional Facility while trial was adjourned to 16th and 17th of June 2022. Justice Nwosu-Iheme equally ordered a celebrated hearing in the matter. Nwachukwu's wife died on the 8th of April, and many of her colleagues had accused her husband of subjecting the disease to domestic violence, suspiciously leading to her death. The custodian of Olumo deity in Abeokuta and the acclaimed oldest woman in Ogun State, Mrs. Sinotu Aduke Soni, popularly known as Iya Olumo, has died at the age of 137. One of her sons, Solomon Adio, who confirmed the death of the renowned traditional historian and tour guide of the popular Abeokuta Tourist Center, Olumo Rock, said she died at her Itoku Abeokuta residence after a brief illness. The famous tourist center used to be the hideout during the intertribal war many years ago in Abeokuta, and the disease do divulge peculiar information about the rock to tourists who visited the famous tourist center for knowledge, research, and other purposes. Late Madam Sinotu Aduke Soni lived under the Olumo Rock for more than 40 years and was popularly referred to as the mother of the deity. On sports, Larry Bilayi is standing by to give us updates from the world of sports.
Super Eagles defender Kenneth Omero has presented signed jersey of his club Leganes and the Super Eagles jersey to President Muhammadu Buhari during his visit to Spain. The president, who was in Spain to sign a number of bilateral deals, also signed deals relating to sports development. Omero is one of Nigeria's longest-standing member of the current Super Eagles team. Still on football, following the Super Eagles 1-0 defeat to Ecuador in their second international friendly in USA, sports analysts have called for patience with the Super Eagles handler Jose Posero. According to them, they are optimistic that the new coach will turn the fortune of the team positively.
Well, actually, it'll take time for him to, imbibe his football philosophy to the team. It will take some time. So I feel Nigerians should just actually give him enough time. Let's see what he will actually bring to the table.
That wasn't a good performance from the Super Eagles, and we just hope that in subsequent games they would raise up their performance and do well.
And finally, over 100 taekwondoists participated in the 2-day national trials of the Taekwondo Federation aimed at selecting athletes to represent Nigeria in the 2022 African Taekwondo Championship scheduled for 16 to 17 July in Kigali, Rwanda. 32 athletes are looking to be selected, with 16 comprising of 8 male and 8 female in the various weight categories expected to make the final cut.
From what we are seeing, there is nothing like I'm a top rank or the other person is a low rank. Every fighter has to prove his worth.
We have discovered underdogs. We have discovered talent potential that when we get into camp, all we need to do is to polish them.
The national trials at the Moshood Abiola Stadium ends Friday with sport update. Larry Bilai, NTA News.
And on that note that we wrap up the news for tonight, we thank you for watching. Good night.